So now that we have already created controllers for the wheel and the front wheels, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a controller that will be responsible for the suspension. So I have two controllers here, the front suspension and the back suspension. So first, we need to check our geometry. So if you're going to notice, the body of my car is divided into two. So I have two parts for the body. So I have the body geometry and the bumper. So since the suspension involves both parts, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them inside one group. So body, bumpers, press Control G. So I'm going to rename this group as body group. There you go. So once done, all we need to do now is to uh, reposition the pivots and use the necessary constraints. Okay, so let's first work on the front suspension. So usually for the front suspension, we want the movement or we want the pivot to start at the back or at the back wheel. So basically, all we need to do is just to press D again to reposition the pivot. And then I'm going to place it here and align them or align it with the back tires. Okay, so once done, all we need to do now is to apply the necessary constraint. So for this constraint, we want both translation and rotation. So the perfect constraint for that one is the parent constraint. So let's do it. So I'm going to be selecting the suspension or the controller, and then I'm going to shift select or control select the body group. So I'm going to go to my constraint options. So again, make sure that the maintain offset is turned on, because if not, it will snap to a different location. So just click add and let's try it. So with the use of this controller, we will be able to control both the rotation. So as you can see, we have the control for that movement, and we can also do translation as well. So I'm just going to redo it with the back suspension. So again, we need to set the pivot to the correct location. So this time, since this one is a back suspension control, we want the position of the pivot to be aligned with the front wheels. Then we apply the parent constraint. So back suspension, control, click the body group, then add a parent constraint. Again, make sure that the maintain offset is enabled. Let's check. 1, 2. So that's how we put or we add suspension controls.